Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Binge and Emotional Eating Recovery Podcast with Body Magic. I'm your host, Chinmayi. Hello and welcome to the second episode in the Binge and Emotional Eating Recovery Podcast. I'm so excited to carry on sharing all this information with you. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the keys to freedom. These are the basic backbone to Body Magic and what Body Magic is all about. It helps you to change the way you think about how you treat yourself and how you educate yourself about what you know about dieting, about food, about your habits, your tendencies, even addictions. We need to know a little bit more about that, and they form the keys to this freedom. But before we move on, I just want to have a quick recap. I gave you my 30 years, a brief synopsis of my 30 years of dieting and binge and emotional eating. I also went through the difference between binge and emotional eating. I talked about why diets don't work and what does. I even shared some of the science and the research that I did when I was writing my book, because I think it's really important to understand that this isn't just like finger in the air and let's guess. I did my research. I found out the science behind this. What Body Magic is and what it isn't, and how Body Magic will work for you. Why a holistic approach is so important, and how to start your journey with Body Magic today. So if you didn't start it in the last episode, just hang fire, because I'm going to go over the opportunity again with you. So in this episode, as I said, we're going to talk about the keys to freedom. And they are to know yourself and to know your worth. And even if you did nothing from this episode, use these as an affirmation and ponder them daily. You know, when you get up and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're brushing your teeth, I know myself, I know my worth. Even just the second one will change the way that your mind, it will start to educate your unconscious mind about what's important to you and start attracting what you want into your life. So first of all, to know yourself. If knowledge is power, and you might have heard that phrase before, and power around food is what we call willpower, then we need to know ourselves, don't we? We need to know ourselves so that we've got that knowledge to have the power, which then becomes willpower around food. This is so powerful. Just remember this. We need to know ourselves more. You know, I do believe that a lot of the diets, we go in there with blind faith. A lot of us are so desperate that we don't stop to think about the knowledge that went into that diet and why it might work or why it might not work. When you know yourself, you know what will work. You instinctively know what to eat and what not to eat. But that comes from a deep knowledge of yourself. So I'm going to be teaching you to look at your traits, your trends, and your tendencies. These are all things that make up the beautiful person that is you. And we can embrace them rather than trying to dismiss them or change them or rule them out altogether. Once we start identifying with these, sometimes we can have a little bit of like, God, I really like that. But it's really okay, because knowledge is power, right? So if you want willpower, we're going to have to take this knowledge and acknowledge it as the greater part of ourselves, that we can be aware throughout our relationship with food about our traits and tendencies and trends. And the other major thing is we surround ourselves with knowledge with a diet by focusing on the numbers, whether it's calories, whether it's points, whether it's inches, pounds, whatever, kilos, whatever it might be. We're focused on the numbers game. And we see that as our knowledge, but actually that's disempowering. Because if we're always grading and judging ourselves by whether we've put on half a pound or lost half a pound, or maybe we've gone through some tough times and we can't get into our trousers one week, then it's not the end of the world, but it feels like the end of the world, and that's so sad. What this body magic does is it teaches you how to find happiness. When you find happiness, you become more healthy, and when you become more healthy, the weight starts to fall. I know it feels like you've got to trust and you've got to let go, but if you've been focused on the numbers game, you've probably been really miserable after a few days. And that's not going to help your health, your mental health, certainly, but eventually your physical health as well. And that produces cortisol, which puts fat around our organs, and we're back to square one again. This whole process is about why. It's about why you overeat, why you emotionally eat, why you're binging. And that knowledge will come when we start looking deeper within ourselves. It makes sense, doesn't it? If we're emotionally eating, that's not going to stop with a diet, because we've still got the emotions going on. Emotional eating, remember, comes from the stress response, part of our genetics. The only time we would have been stressed back in the day would have been through hunger, or through hunting, or running away from being hunted, actually, for food. So we need to find and heal the emotions. When we do that, we can learn how to return to the relaxation response. And this is the key thing. It's all about feelings. How you feel dictates so much. I was watching and listening to a few podcasts on the law of attraction kind of space. And it's more than just spouting affirmations. It's about how you feel as to what you attract. Even Einstein concluded that energy is matter and vibration. We all have a vibration. And when we change the way we feel, we vibrate on a different level to when we are feeling sad. For example, if we're feeling happy, we vibrate on a higher vibration. And when like attracts like, so if we want good things to happen and we want to make good decisions, then we want to learn how to vibrate on a much higher level. And that comes from the relaxation response. So the second key is to know your worth. And for you and this program, it's probably your time, maybe your money, if you decide to work even deeper on a deeper level with me, and your commitment, of course. These are all really, really important ingredients. If you're missing any of them, you probably haven't appreciated your worth. Sometimes it doesn't take a lot of money. Sometimes it doesn't take a lot of time. And sometimes it doesn't even take a lot of commitment. All three ingredients are really important, especially if you want quick results. That's going to take some time, some money probably, and some commitment. Maybe you're going to have to buy different foods. You're going to have to spend a little bit more time reading and researching and looking after yourself. But commitment is key too. I'm going to give you 7 steps to start you on this journey so that you can get going today. The first most important thing, and I have put these in order of importance, the first thing is for you to believe that you can figure this out. Yes, I'm here to help you. Yes, there are plenty of books written on the subject of emotional eating, but ultimately, you are the one who's going to figure this out. When you're standing over a chocolate cake or cheese and biscuits or whatever it is that you feel that you like to overeat with, whether it's cookies or cake or chocolate. Funny how the 3 C's, all those 3 C's, can be troublesome. You need to realize that you can figure this out. You really can. And you have that much power. I mentioned before about willpower. That's yours. I can't give you that. You can't be looking at listening to these podcasts all of the time. You can figure it out once we change our mind around this. Secondly, to make a decision to love yourself. No matter what happens, whether you set out with a good intention today and binge again tomorrow, you've still got to love yourself. all of yourself, all of your traits, all of your tendencies, all of your trends, everything that happens. Because as soon as we start berating and hating and being hard on ourselves, we go back into this stress response. Love is always going to put us back into the relaxation response and keep us there. And I know that's not easy, but with this process, I'm going to give you so many tools to help you to do that. But the first two are really decisions, you're deciding that you can figure it out. You're deciding that you can love yourself. Know that you're a great person at any size. So we always, again, judge ourselves. Like if you're in the changing rooms and you can't get into the size that you want to, we're always berating ourselves. But what about the person inside? It's not your personality's fault that you're having trouble with your weight. It's not your personality's fault. It's not even your body's fault, really. But just know that you are a great person at any size. Decide to focus on your health, not your weight, for the same reasons that I've just explained. You know, when you focus on your health, you'll feel better. Your mindset will be good, your willpower will build. When we're focusing on our weight, we're in a constant battle. We're always thinking about the numbers. We're thinking about that we will be a better person if we lose weight. Focus on your health and you will feel a better person. And this is, again, about feelings. Realize that people don't really care about your weight gain or your weight loss. They really don't. They've got their own stuff going on. Most people, I think they did a survey once, and 80% plus people don't like the way that they look. You know, maybe they don't feel fat enough or big enough or bulky enough, especially men. You know, I know people who just cannot put on weight. You know, they cannot eat the way that I eat. So it's understanding that people don't really care. They've got their own stuff going on. And believe these two things. Dieting isn't being good, okay? I used to use diets as a way of being good when I'd been naughty. And dieting isn't being good at all. Dieting is actually one of the worst things you can do for your health, especially if you've been in this diet and binge cycle for a long time. And accept this, that not dieting isn't bad, okay? These 7 principles are the foundations. These 7 beliefs, if you like, are the foundations that we can build on. And if I were you, I would write them out, print them out, stick them on your fridge, and refer to them every single day as much as you can, because when you struggle with those beliefs, those patterns where you feel like, oh my God, I can't let go of dieting, I can't, then come back to these beliefs, because they are so, so important to your success. I never really talked about weight loss until very recently, because I didn't want to promise that anybody would lose weight. I wanted you to focus on health. And weight loss has had this stigma around it for me, that it always involves restriction in some way. It always involves counting in some way. And I know from the bottom of my heart that counting, measuring, dieting is a fundamental way to put the weight back on again. It just happens. It's so obvious to me, and I want it to be obvious to you. However, I know that ultimately what you want to do is to lose weight. So what I will say to you is, if you follow the principles that I'm talking about in these podcasts, you get the support you deserve, not that you need, but that you deserve, then I will promise you that you will lose weight. Now, that's a big thing for me, but I'm not going to promise you're going to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. This is going to take time. So what you really need is patience. But if you follow the principles and you get the support you deserve, I promise you, you will lose weight, and it will definitely stay off. I know from experience, and having worked with several clients now, seeing them the whole way through to the finish line, that it does work. And you're going to have to get really emotional at times. You're going to have to get real with your emotions, not suppress them, not eat them down, not find them in the food, the comforts, or the whatever emotions it is that you're either running from or you want to embrace more of. We need to get realistic with these. We need to make friends with them. We need to understand them. We need to understand the relationships between our emotions and our food intake. So there will be a process that is revealing, feeling, and healing the emotions. It's simple and it gets easier the more that you do it. Like everything in life, you will feel the emotions. Instead of running away from them or trying to numb them with food, you're going to allow yourself to feel them, really feel them. I mean, even when we're babies, we are soothed when we cry, aren't we? Or even tantrums are a bad thing. They are seen to be a bad thing that needs to be soothed as much as possible. So we grow up with that intention. When was the last time we actually sat with our feelings and allowed them, named them, really felt them in the body and allowed them to heal? And it's so rewarding. So another offering that I'm making today for you to start on that process is to come and talk to me. Let me listen to what's brought you here today. Let me find out with you how body magic can help you. I'm going to help you find the keys to your body magic. We're going to have a call to establish your priorities for your body and your mind and how you will get there. This is all about the why, what brought you here in the first place, but actually to give you on a one-on-one basis some practices, something you can actually physically do to get you there. This call will set you in motion. Now, emotions are actually two words. They're energy and motion. And that energy is somewhere blocked in your system and it's literally crying out to be moved. So let's find out what it is. So the offering, my friend, is a coaching call with me for just $37. Now, my normal price for a coaching call, for an hour's coaching call with me, is $147. But I want to get you on this journey. I want to see some more results with my tribe. So usually a coaching call for me is like taking a massive leap of getting a really good head start on the program. Plus, I will physically send you a hard copy of Body Magic, which is worth $20, and you will be able to refer to this during the coaching call and beyond. So also, as a bonus, if you're ready today, I'm going to send you the Keys to Body Magic video training with some exercises so that you can identify your history, any history that you've got that is bringing you to where you are now in terms of your knowing yourself and knowing your worth. So here's the link. It's bit.ly, which is bit.ly/keys to freedom call. So that's all one word, KEYSTOFREEDOMCALL. bit.ly/keys to freedom call. When you put that into your browser, this will send you through to my calendar and you can book that call with me. Let me help you make the decision to take one step closer to your body magic. In the next episode, we're going to be looking at what I call the emotion elevator. Let's take your emotions up to a new level. Let's go up in the world. This is all part of knowing yourself more, finding out what the emotions are that you're feeling right now, and setting a pathway to elevate them, take the lowest vibrating emotions up to a new level. I can't wait to share this with you. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.